Are you looking for someone to help you with your roof, siding, and gutters projects? Look no further than CRC Renovations. Serving the Lexington and surrounding communities for over 20 years, this family-based company can help you with all of your exterior needs. Call the folks over at CRC Renovations at 859-327-3913. Again, that's 859-327-3913.
Sean, I noticed your landscaping the other day looks fantastic. I hate landscaping. I know that you aren't a big fan of landscaping. Who did it for you?
Well, it wasn't me.
Well, I didn't figure.
I contacted the guys over at Horizon Landscaping. Mike and Jimmy, they did an excellent job. And it was super affordable.
Are they local?
They are local. And you can reach them on Facebook by reaching out to Mike Wills, or you can call them at 859-274-6571. Again, that's 859-274-6571 for all of your landscaping needs.
Well, I'm definitely going to give them a call. Thanks.
5 seconds left. Boston only has a 1-point lead. Greer's putting the ball on a play. He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it. Over the stand throws. Havlicek stole the ball. It's all over.
Oh, my goodness. Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot. And Vermont has a 59-55 lead.
Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Bream. Here's the front of the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win.
Schultz, 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
It's showtime.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and sports enthusiasts from around the world. This is the podcast you have all been waiting for. Whether listening in the car, on your morning drive, or with one earbud in at the office, this is the sports show that has it all. From pro wrestling to the octagon, from the gridiron to the baseball diamond, from the pitch to the ice, it's all here. You have tuned in to Mount Sterling's most downloaded podcast that drops on Saturdays at 3 a.m. This is not your average podcast. This is From Corner to Corner. And now, here are your hosts, Sean Big Papa Kiper, Wes Breadman Crouch, Adam Big Country Muncy, and Neil Mullet Man Payne.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of From Corner to Corner. Sean, Neil, and Wes here with you
Entrance
tonight.
number 2, because Sean messed the first one up.
Messed it up.
You would have thought that Evan from Bruce Almighty was sitting in the chair and that Jim Carrey was back there messing with the lines.
Nobody had to know that. You didn't have to.
Well, no, they didn't have to, but they were going to know.
They don't need to know that we make mistakes on this show.
Well, I don't make mistakes.
Right.
What was it he said?
It's like you're never wrong.
He makes Evan said the words was on there. He's like, I smell a the poo poo.
I like a da poo poo.
I like a do da cha cha.
Yeah.
I think it was that. I think it was
poo poo.
And you know the best part, he ad-libbed all that. Like he made that. Like you can't write that.
Right.
They told him this is what's going to happen, and that was
Steve Carell did?
That was all Steve Carell.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's so good.
Yeah,
they're 2 of the greatest.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And being in the same movie together, that was.
Well, I have heard that Jim Carrey, you can give the man a script, but he's probably not going to go by it.
I mean, Liar Liar, a ton of that movie was ad-libbed.
Yeah, he just whatever he felt like at the time.
Yeah, especially the courtroom scene at the end. I mean,
you stuffed her like a Thanksgiving turkey, didn't you?
That's one of my favorite movies.
It's the greatest.
It might actually be one of his best.
It's up there. It's up there with Dumb and Dumber.
Yes. That's a good one too.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. There was a teacher at Montgomery County High School, Scott Rose, and he would sit down and eat lunch whenever I was eating lunch, whenever I worked there. It would be me and Rob Donaldson and Nick Pinnell, and just several of us were in there. Brandon Brewer was just a lot of us in there. And Scott Rose would come in probably late, and he would be in the middle of conversation, and then he would just get up and leave, not say bye to anybody. And then, so it became a running joke. Whenever he would do that, we would look at each other and go, "Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later." And so he would just walk away.
That's kind of like the scene in Elf when he walks in and he sees the greatest cup of coffee. And he goes, "Wow, you did it! Congratulations!" And then turns around and walks out.
And then he's showing what's her name.
Yeah.
And she's like, "This is just a crappy cup of coffee." He's like, "No, it's the world's best.
Yeah.
It's the best."
Yeah, those are awesome for sure. So,
Fun fact:
yeah,
there is absolutely nothing in Dix, Nebraska.
okay.
Fun fact, just a fun fact for you. If you're ever driving out west and you decide to drive through Nebraska,
There's not much in Nebraska, period.
there's not.
It's Lincoln, and that's about it.
There's absolutely
And
nothing.
Omaha,
Don't. He will get so excited because
Tennessee.
Omaha means Peyton Manning. And his 5-head.
Look, that video that we shared today with the Peyton or with the Manning auditions,
That was good.
that was pretty good. Did you watch it?
No.
Oh my gosh,
It was really good.
you have to go back and
It
watch
was shared like 3 times.
it.
It was almost as bad as Enter Sandman.
When he shared it, it was.
You totally got me on that too.
What?
When you said, "Well, they haven't been playing this for a while."
No, I honest to God didn't think they had.
Oh.
It was not me trying to be funny.
Oh. But well, when Adam goes, "They've been playing that."
I was like, oh, the way I read it, it didn't sound like that. And then I read an article that the headline was like, they didn't have whoever owns Enter Sandman, I guess AC/DC or
Metallica.
Metallica, AC/DC.
Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica, AC/DC, Slayer, whoever. And they have, it said they didn't have the rights to play it. Something along those lines. And I was like, oh, crap. But then
So do I need to start playing Enter Sandman on
no,
there
so
we
then
can
I
get our
read
right to
I read the article instead of going by a headline and the little snippet you can see on Google. And it was like for some women's March Madness college basketball game, they weren't allowed to play it or something like that.
Gotcha.
And I was like, oh, well, here we go. I thought it was on something. And then, no, I thought Justin Fuentes had taken away Enter Sandman from Virginia Tech.
We're not playing this until we play better football.
Yeah. Well, but you could
Or
watch.
the crowd was so small they didn't have the people to do it.
Bro, you could watch that video.
Yeah.
And those fans love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you couldn't, if that doesn't make you hype, nothing will.
Speaking of being hyped, did you see the Nebraska volleyball game?
92,000.
And not only that, I mean, they did it right. The entrance was like football entrances. I mean, that stadium with the lighting and the flames, and I was like, man, they did a good job.
Now, Nebraska volleyball is a big deal.
They're a blue blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In volleyball.
Volleyball.
They have several national championships.
Right.
And that was all Trev Alberts that did that because the volleyball coach said, it'd be really cool to do something like this. And he goes, but we don't have the facilities. And Trev goes, I think we should just put the court out on the football field. And the volleyball coach was like, we can do that? Trev was like, yeah, we can do that. And, so Trev put that together. And so that was the largest female sporting event ever.
92,000.
And they beat European female soccer.
Yeah.
That was just recently said. So
it was incredible.
This will probably be a thing now.
Good.
It was super cool.
Women's sports are kind of
Listen,
picking up a little bit.
Why couldn't they do a UK basketball game at Commonwealth Stadium? They could, and they would fill it up.
Don't you mean Kroger Field?
Commonwealth Stadium.
He means Kroger Field.
Commonwealth Stadium at Kroger Field at Commonwealth Stadium. How about that?
Kroger Field.
Whatever. I mean, until Kroger gives us money, I call it Commonwealth Stadium.
Until
now,
Kroger gives us money, and even after they give us money, I'll still call him K. Roger. And that West went rest. See, don't delete that. Keep mine in there.
Okay.
All right. That West rant was brought to you by
it wasn't really a rant.
Melatonin,
it was just a point of view.
Sterling Meadows, and Life Alert. Hey, speaking of old men, did you all see there's going to be a Golden Bachelor? Did you fogies try out for that?
No.
No, my wife wouldn't let me.
No, you got to be over.
That's
60.
a lie.
You got to be.
She didn't know.
You got to be over 60 and have hearing aids.
Are you not? You don't have the hearing aids. I know that.
No, I don't have the hearing aids.
You don't have the bifocals to go with it either.
Listen,
not yet.
Who cares? Is it going to be held at a nursing home? like you wander room to room. Mark, are you in here, Marge? Marge.
I saw one.
So
of the,
yeah, that's good.
Wanda.
What would be the names of the bachelorettes?
Well, you got to have.
There's got to be a Charlotte.
There's got to be a Betty.
Goochers. That's not quite right either.
Gorgeous.
Nona.
No, don't you dare think that my Nona would belittle herself on the Golden Bachelor.
No, nobody's going to go on there being called by Mama or Nana or Nona.
We got Betty, probably a Carolyn.
Yeah,
there's got to be a Charlotte,
probably
a Barbara.
Barbara's a good one. And then you got to
Sue,
probably like an Elizabeth, you probably have like a Diane.
Yeah. One of the commercials that
Bernice.
I saw.
Bernice.
Don't you laugh. That was my grandmother's name.
Bernice.
Don't laugh.
No,
I'll slug you, old man.
Mine was Minnie. So, yeah, I know.
Minnie's a good one. My other grandmother's name was Gertrude.
Oh, I was putting Gertrude
God rest her soul.
and Beatrice together.
I had a Teresa.
God rest her soul. I say
let's say
Dirty Gertie.
One grandmother was Teresa and the other one was Pearly. Dirty Gertie.
She would win the Golden Bachelor.
Oh, yeah.
But what are they going? Are they going to give them like golden crusted pudding cups?
They're going
instead of roses.
Yeah, it's like
24-karat gold plated walkers at the end.
Here you go, Betty. Will you take my pudding cup? I saw this goober.
More pudding talk.
Listen, they only believe in vanilla.
You're right.
That's it. I saw the goober. That's the Bachelor. And he's sitting there on the couch with his 3 daughters, and he said something. I'm just tired of being alone. I'm like, you're 75 or 80.
I don't.
You ain't got.
He's not that old, is he?
I don't know.
I know one of the ladies on the commercial was 70.
All you old people look the same.
Yeah. One of them, they ask her, it's like, why are you just now looking for love? She's like 64. She goes, I've been looking for a long time.
I wonder what the commercials will be like that after.
Wes over here getting personal with his microphone.
Yeah,
my chair leaned back a little bit further.
What's the
Metamucil and Depends.
Yeah, Depends.
Listen, no, I've done said if this since it's the Golden Bachelor, if it's not sponsored by Viagra, nobody knows what they're doing.
Yeah, you're right.
It should 100% be sponsored by Viagra.
Yeah.
The dude's 85. All you old folks look the same.
I like how he gets older every time you say his name.
I mean, he started out at 70.
He's 90 years old.
Now he's up to 90.
He's got liver spots that have hairs popping out of him. He's 97. He has trifocal hearing aids. That's how deaf he is. And they think people are going to watch this.
You're right.
It's so bad.
They're going to watch it just for the comedy alone.
No.
Yeah, you're right. They will.
Well,
right
you know
about
that they say that people hopping on the good foot doing a bad thing in the nursing home runs rampant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sexual activities are on the rise. No pun intended.
Third episode in, the preview, boom. The ambulance shows up because Gertrude broke a hip.
My mother-in-law is in a nursing home, and Elizabeth said that there is a married couple there, and they constantly catch him with his wife in the bathroom or whatever, and they both are naked. She is kind of like out of it, but he still knows what he's doing.
Oh, no.
That sounds terrible.
Gosh.
So what are the odds?
Mabel's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
That's also my daughter's middle name.
What are the odds that one of these contestants dies before the show is over?
Good God, we went morbid. He's 103. What is going on?
Get the shockers out.
No, that's clear. As it shows the preview, that's what you hear. It's like, clear, boom.
We'll see you next week.
Tune in next week for the Golden Bachelor as we tell you who our new Golden Bachelor is.
Alvin comes to us 78 years old.
Listen, we got a couple weeks. We need to look online, figure out who these Golden Bachelorettes are, and we need to break down the Golden Bachelor and who we think is going to win. We're going to take bets
before they start.
But lay your dentures down on who you think's going to win.
We'll have to do an update every week to see who got eliminated.
Listen, I'll put a jug of Metamucil.
I've got them pulled up.
Do we want to do it now?
Do we just want to do it now?
Let's go.
Okay. Number one, her name is Anna. She's 61.
Oh, she's a cougar.
She's a brunette. She's from New Jersey.
Okay.
She's a retired nutritionist.
Okay. I don't know what that means. She eats right.
April is 65 years old.
Listen, these are made up. These aren't old ladies.
She's from Port St. Lucia, Florida, and she's a therapist.
Therapist, okay. Real quick, you can't spell therapist without being the rapist. Sorry, you'll all never see therapist again and think of that word.
I just looked at it, and you're completely right.
Hey, that's because of Saturday Night Live when they had Sean Connery's.
I don't watch Sean. I don't watch.
You've never seen that skit where the dude was acting like Sean Connery?
Nope. I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've seen enough.
And he goes, "The rapist for 100."
Okay. Wait a minute, I got to go back here because the bio fun fact: when Anna dives with sharks, she goes cageless.
She dives.
Apparently, dives.
Okay.
V.
You got to listen. We're talking about the Golden Bachelor. Right. You got to enunciate.
You already killed her off.
April. Dreams of writing a bestseller book. Sold if I've already pre-ordered it. No, whatever. The next one is Christina. She's 73. She's from California, retired purchasing manager.
Yeah.
Christina's first concert ever was the Beatles in 1964. Here we go. Edith.
There we go. That's a good one. Edith.
She's only 60.
She
looks older than the first two.
My money's on Edith. That's an old woman name.
She's from California, retired realtor. Edith is building an ADU in her backyard. What's
ADU?
And she is a project manager. What's an ADU?
ADU.
Whatever that is. Ellen is 71. She looks younger than Edith.
Ellen is a good old lady name too.
Okay.
And here's the. I'm sorry, Sean. I haven't even. And here's the 60-year-old.
All right.
Edith
this is quality. This is quality right here.
Ellen, 71, is a retired teacher.
Yeah.
Ellen loves dancing despite her two left feet.
I thought they were going to say, despite her two knee replacements.
Faith is 60.
Okay.
She's from Washington. She's a high school teacher. She's still a high school teacher.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Faith loves riding horses, liberty, throughout the mountains.
Listen, you mean to tell me that her class is going to watch her?
Oh, yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Jeannie is 65.
There's a good old woman name.
Yep.
Jeannie.
Yep.
I'm still with Edith. I'm riding with Edith.
She's from Tennessee, Estill Springs, Tennessee. Retired project manager. Jeannie's favorite color is neon.
How?
That's all it says.
How many of these people are project. How many project managers are there?
There's Joanne. She's 60.
That's another good one.
She's 60. Maryland, a private school administrator.
Oh.
Joan, I'm sorry. It's Joan, not Joanne.
No, Joan's even better.
Joan loves dancing after a couple of glasses of wine.
Oh, Joan.
That's my pick right
Joan
there.
likes to hop on the good foot, do the bad thing.
I'm going with Joan.
Kathy is 70.
You'll hear Jones.
That's the one that said that she's just been looking for love.
She's from Texas, retired educational consultant.
We got a lot of
Kathy
teachers.
is obsessed with Christmas in big.
Oh.
I hope she gets voted off.
I was going to say. Leslie is 64.
That's not an old lady name.
She's from Minnesota, fitness instructor.
That's where you get tiny soft drinks.
You're right about that.
Minnesota.
That's bad.
Leslie is a former aerobics champion.
Wes can't read.
No bifocal.
Listen, somebody's going to get hooked into that. Maybe he should be the Golden Bachelor. He can't even read. Maria is 60.
Maria. You got to say it with
New Jersey
ethnic vibes.
Health and Wellness Director. Maria has never gone paintballing, but really wants to try.
Dumb.
So 60 obviously is the bottom number.
Marina?
No.
She's 60. She's from California.
John just said no.
Educator. Marina has not one, not two, but 3 master's degrees.
Oh, yeah. See, he doesn't want somebody smarter than him.
Nancy is 60.
Nancy's a good one.
Yeah, she's kind of cute.
She's from Virginia, retired interior
That was the worst. Sean's over here picking out his future ex-grandmother.
Nancy is a Bruce Springsteen fan. It says Stan. Nancy is a Bruce Springsteen stan.
Yeah.
You mean Fan Entertainment Weekly?
No, I think it means Stan.
If Nancy doesn't get a one-on-one date featuring private concerts from the boss, there'll be a darn shame. Darn.
Golly gee willikers.
Natasha, she's 60.
No, Natasha's out. We
New
don't
York,
care.
a pro-aging coach and midlife speaker.
What the hell does that even mean? A pro-aging coach?
I don't know. She's not doing very good.
Listen, it's like, hey,
Pamela is 75.
you're going to get old, and it's okay.
She's in Illinois. She's a retired salon owner, and Pamela can't get enough Judge Judy. She's out too.
Well, she's as old as Judge Judy.
Patty is 70.
She's a giraffe. Look at Patty. Oh my God. Patty's a giraffe.
She's from North Carolina, retired real estate professional. Patty loves her body glitter and encourages you to do the same.
Wait. She encourages you to love body glitter or love her body glitter? I didn't know giraffes wore body glitter.
I want to touch your body.
It's Ronnie Garvin.
This is Patty. I'm touching your body.
I thought it was Pamela.
It probably sounds like that too. Hi, I'm Patty.
Smoke Jimmy Newports. Misty Ultralights.
Give me a pack of ball balls.
I like the non-filters.
Well, listen, as old as she is, they didn't even have filters. That wasn't a thing.
Wes is over here coughing like he's smoking them.
Because he's a Golden Bachelor.
Peggy is 69.
How many more are they?
There's 22.
Listen,
Peggy is 69. She's from Connecticut. She's a dental hygienist. Peggy is a go-karter enthusiast.
Listen, I have a kid at school that anytime that number comes up, he says, "That's a bad number." I was like, "What do you mean it's a bad number?" "Oh, it means bad things." And I'm like, "What does it mean?" And he's like, "It means that you do it, but turned." 69.
That's when you came say, you just ain't had the right partner yet.
Renee.
We're dying over here.
Renee is 67.
Okay, bring us back in.
She's from Chicago, Illinois. Former Chicago Honey Bears cheerleader.
What the hell does that mean? Who's the Honey Bears?
I don't know. They were the Honey Bears.
They were the Bears before, back in the 40s. I don't know.
Well, I mean, She's from. Anyways, Renee really wants to meet Harry Styles.
Who's he?
He's a singer?
Is he?
Sandra is 75.
Sandra Day O'Connor?
Yep, she's out.
She's from Georgia.
She's a Southern peach.
Retired executive assistant.
That's a made-up title.
Yeah, she just was
she was a secretary.
Sandra is very proud of her high credit score. That's all it says.
Because, never mind. Look, talk about giraffes.
Susan is 66.
Oh, Lord.
Her neck's not nearly as long as the other
It's
woman's.
only because she's wearing all that gold.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
got the gold chokers.
She's got the National Geographic gold chokers up. She's from she's from Pennsylvania. Wedding officiant. Susan dreams of having lunch with Kris Jenner. Well, no wonder she looks.
She does kind of look like
Kris looks like Kris Jenner.
That's it.
Sylvia is 64.
Okay. Are we through 22 yet?
I don't know.
This is terrible.
She's from California. Public affairs consultant. Sylvia loves any excuse to put on costumes.
Role play.
She's in the cosplay.
No, we call that role play.
Teresa is 69.
Teresa.
She's from New Jersey.
We picked up Teresa name.
Financial services professional.
Teresa
already taught herself all about the stock market. That's it.
Okay, well, what about The Bachelor?
We don't care about him.
We got to know about The Bachelor.
No, we don't care about him. We'll do that next week.
Okay.
I'm going with Edith.
I picked Joan.
Wes?
I think that I would probably go with
Giraffe. Long neck. Brontosaurus.
Joan's not a bad pick. I'm probably going to go with Leslie.
Brontosaurus.
All right, I wrote these down.
Okay.
Hey, the first 23 minutes of the show
are terrible. We've lost our whole audience.
Oh no, that was good stuff.
It was good stuff.
Because everybody now's going,
The Golden Bachelor?
well, God, I got to look that up. Because they just said their names and they got to see it, but I got to see who these women
Saturday
are.
morning about midday, we checked Google, and the top trending results will be the Golden Bachelor because everybody be Googling
If
it.
you don't put that in the title,
Just be
100%.
Just be sure to put Golden Bachelor, not like Golden Shower.
yeah, right. Trump likes those.
Oh,
Does he? R. Kelly definitely does.
Oh yes.
No.
Listen, ain't nobody about to pee on me.
Trump likes some huge.
Peas?
Don't do it.
The fact that you reared up, it was like, and then you passed an old man fart.
Oh.
It was dust. I saw a cloud of dust. 18 wheels and a cloud of dust. Come on, Brad Pimp. You know better.
18 wheels.
You bring it, I sling it.
And a dozen roses.
10 more
Pick up
miles
hey.
on its 4-day run. A few more songs on the all-night radio. Then he'll spend the rest of his life with the woman he loves. You can't. Me tonight.
Well, I know that.
Actually, I don't know who sings that.
I mean, you all knew it.
It's an older song.
18 wheels and it doesn't. It's I want to say it's like Pam Tillis.
Pam Tillis. She would have been good for the Golden Bachelor.
No, she had her face shattered. Do you know that?
What?
Yeah. That's why she looks the way she does. So, I was wrong. Dang it, Pam Tillis. Kathy Mattea.
Okay.
Who is Kathy Mattea for 800?
Kathy Mattea.
Okay. Hey, if y'all didn't know, Charlie's got a gold watch.
Oh.
It doesn't seem like a whole lot. After 30 years of driving up and down the interstate.
We should bring that bit back.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Although the song you picked was like, after about 4 lines, you're like, oh no. What have we done?
Listen, she was burping on that kid. He was a kid.
Yeah, we had to cut that one down. We had to quit that.
Call him Baton Rouge.
That's not the one we.
I know, but that's another one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah,
but not calling Baton Rouge. Not calling Baton Rouge. The summer.
The summer.
Yeah.
Was it the summer?
I think it was the summer.
Summer of '69.
No, the summer. The Garth Brooks song.
I often think about that summer. A teenage kid too far from home. She was a lonely widow woman, hell-bent to make it on her own. We were 1,000 miles from nowhere. Wheat fields as far as I could see. Both needing something from each other. Not knowing yet what that might be. Till she came to me one evening. Hot cup of coffee and a smile. In a dress that I was certain she hadn't worn in quite a while.
You don't know this song?
No?
Yeah, it's something Louisiana.
No.
Calling Baton Rouge. That's what it is.
No. No.
I think it's
called The Summer.
The Summer.
I guess not. Anyways, let's move on. We got a lot to talk about.
I got a lot more songs to sing.
Let's try to bring.
Call me the jukebox.
Let's try to bring the crowd
Golden
back
Bachelor.
Is it
Golden
Juke
Boys
or Jute?
It's Juke.
It's Juke.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Juke.
Are you sure?
Jukebox.
You just said T.
Juk.
I know, but you said Jute.
Juke.
Box.
Jute.
I said Juke. It's a jukebox.
Jukebox.
Juke.
What's Bubba's song?
Bubba shot the jukebox
No,
last night. Said it played a sad song, made him cry. I'm a human jukebox.
I mean, the fact that you don't listen to music and you rattled off that Garth Brooks song like that.
That could be your bio for the gold when they have the Gold Bachelorette and Neil gets picked as the 22 contestants.
Lucy, he's lying.
Neil says a bio would be, I'm a human jukebox.
Jimmy Juka. I'm Jimmy Jimmy Local Juka.
Did anything happen in sports this week?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I was gonna.
Wes is gonna die.
I'm good now.
Yeah. I mean, Colorado kind of won a ball game,
but who didn't expect that?
We coming.
99% of the country, I don't think.
Well, so before we get there, and I know we haven't got to the pick 'em yet. Can you tell us who's winning that?
The pick 'em?
It's 1 week.
Actually, 10 minutes ago, I actually thought about that, and then I forgot about it because we went into concert. So, let's see. I believe you're up 8-3 to 2-2. You nailed your underdog pick.
1 week.
With 75 points.
Listen, don't talk smack because we were talking smack a little bit, and then we saw that you ended up winning at the end of everything.
Because I told you I was coming, and then it ended, and y'all found out I came. But let's talk about Mr. There's no way the fighting Neil Browns get beat by 20.5.
How about him trying to get out of that bet because of a last-second touchdown?
Well, I think he was just trying to justify it.
Yeah.
I read it that he was totally trying to get out of that.
But, all that happened is I'm just free and clear. That's all that happened.
Right.
But we talked about it, and I said they weren't going to score that touchdown. He goes, no, I know they weren't. They got the ball on the onside kick, and they were just running it straight up the gut to run the clock out. And Neil Brown kept calling timeouts.
So did you see the 2-point conversion that West Virginia ran? It
looked like a kindergartner play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they called the ring around the rosy.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's what they think that pissed James Franklin off, and he's like, that's fine. I'm just going to run this one up.
I totally think it was he's trying to run the clock out doing just halfback dives right up the middle, and Neil Brown keeps calling timeout.
I mean, you're down 2 touchdowns.
You're down 17 points.
Why are you calling timeouts?
Yeah.
That was stupid.
So after the second timeout, I think James Franklin was like, okay, that's how you want to play?
Herman, run it up.
Coach Yost, leave no doubt.
Right.
Now, with that being said, Penn Penn State Saturday was not 24 points better than West Virginia.
No.
Penn State didn't play that good.
Did you see Brandon Walker and all of the guys there?
Yeah, they were
They
happy.
had voted, or they had bet West Virginia to cover, and they go, "What's he doing? What's he doing? No, they're no! Oh no!
Does Brandon Walker not listen to me?
No, he doesn't.
He's trash. Tag him this week.
Okay, so
Cut that out. Brandon Walker, you're trash.
Wow.
let's see, 32 minutes. Okay,
Cut it out. I want him to know that I think he's trash. And he has terrible wrestling takes.
okay. So
No worse than
Yours.
what true.
So-
this is true.
So the Pac-12 was
Undefeated.
12-0.
Undefeated in their swan song season.
Yeah,
And
every other conference lost at least 2 games.
Oregon hung 81.
81.
And I don't care who they played. You scored 81 points.
And not only they about killed their mascot. Because he's the one that came up with the whole
Push-ups?
do the
What was that,
push-ups.
558 push-ups?
Oh my gosh.
Well, listen. You all have been to Kroger Field, and you've seen
Commonwealth Stadium.
when Kentucky scores, more than 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It turns into just an elbow bend. They're not really
Oh yeah.
push-ups. Now, I will say, the Notre Dame Leprechaun reps them out. Of course, he's little. Not as much weight to push up.
This is true.
That Oregon Duck has a big back end. A lot of weight to push up. Bottom heavy.
Yeah, you got to figure them outfits are not light.
If it was squats, Oregon Duck probably be okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Been putting in that booty work.
Ohio State didn't look very good against Indiana either.
Why do you think I took Indiana as my dog?
Their quarterbacks, and I say quarterbacks because they both played, did not look very well or very good. Marvin Harrison, somebody on this show picked him to be the Heisman, had 2 catches.
Because he don't got nobody throwing the ball.
Deuces.
He should have went on to Southern California.
Yeah. Yep.
He should have just listened to Caleb Williams and went on out to Southern Cal, sitting on the beach, catching passes from Caleb Williams.
If they lose a game before they play Michigan, because they're losing that game, more than likely. Where's it at this year? Probably at the Horseshoe. If they lose a game, does Marvin Harrison say,
Well, I think Marvin Harrison's gone anyway.
I'll sit the rest of the season out?
Well, I mean, that's the last game of the season. Oh, you talking about they lose prior to Michigan?
Yeah.
They're not going to lose prior to Michigan.
Penn State?
No, he's talking about Ohio State, right?
Yeah, but they could lose to Penn State.
Not the way Penn State looked the other day. Penn State looked bad. Ohio State looked bad, but they can't beat. Penn State can't beat Ohio State looking that way. They had to look a lot better.
Yeah, they both have a lot. Well, I mean, Michigan didn't play great. They didn't cover their thing or their spread either. I mean, it was none of the SEC teams looked remarkable. Utah beat the crap out of Florida. I'm telling you, Billy Napper's gone after this season. He lost to a Utah team with a backup quarterback,
right,
and 8 starters not playing for Utah, and they got smoked.
So is that more of Florida stinks, or is that more of, hey, Utah's pretty good and they have depth?
I think it's a combination of both, but I think Florida stinks. I think they do. But there's another team in Florida that looked really good.
Yep.
And I was on that pick.
FAU, man. FAU is looking tight.
Go Owls.
Woo! Little north. A little further north.
North Texas? North Carolina. North Carolina beat that prick Shane Beamer.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Pensacola Community College.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Pensacola Community College Seminoles. Yeah. Now, Florida State, look, I mean, They embarrassed LSU in the second half.
Yeah, it was bad.
And that's another one of those. Is Florida State that good, or is LSU that bad?
Did you see the clip that I sent to everybody? Brian Kelly's getting interviewed, and he said, "Yeah, it comes down to execution, and probably everybody on the team needs to be executed." I mean, that was on live TV. That's what he said. I was like, "Whoops." Wait a minute.
What I meant to say was
that'll come back to bite him.
Everybody needs to be executed.
I was like, oh no.
I think he probably meant everybody needs to execute.
Yeah, I mean, it did come from the internet, so who knows? Somebody probably maybe dubbed that in, but it was pretty good.
Sure, they probably did. I mean, but anyway, Florida State looked really good. Clemson looked really bad last night. Let's see. I believe there was somebody on here that picked Clemson to be in the Final Four.
Don't think that was me.
Adam.
Clemson looks really bad, and their ex-quarterback looked pretty good.
Neil also picked Clemson to win the ACC.
DJ Ukulele and Oregon State looked pretty good.
Well, it makes DJU
Kalele
look a lot better with his comments with Clemson, saying that they were confusing on their schemes, and and I mean, Clemson had a new OC last night. I mean, what's his name? Garrett Riley. Is it Garrett Riley?
Garrett Riley's at TCU, right?
No, he went. Riley left TCU and went to Clemson.
Okay.
Is Garrett Riley Lincoln Riley's brother?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, he is. So.
I didn't know Shipley was still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a shame because I think he's a pretty good running back.
You talking about Shipley?
Will Shipley.
Oh.
I don't give a Shipley.
No, you don't.
No Shipley's given.
Neil said it best this afternoon with Clemson's got it in their head that with Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence coming through there in those 5 years.
5-6 years.
They deem themselves to be national title contenders every year. And
they're not.
Until they get into the mindset of the NIL and the transfer portal, they're only going to fall further behind because Florida State's all over it, right?
Well, I've done told you that Dabo's on his seat's getting warm. Yeah. I know you won 2 national titles. Big flip. Ask Ed Ogeron how much that national title means.
Right.
Doesn't mean nothing.
Right. Well, and I mean, you look at what Deion did. Deion took and flipped over an entire roster, brought in 68 brand new players, only kept less than 20 players from the original team.
Oh, I thought there was less than that.
Well, I mean,
we've talked. We can't, Joe Klatt said 60.
68.
They said on Fox, which you don't know because you don't get Fox.
No, I don't. Thanks, DirecTV.
Hey, are you getting ESPN yet?
No. That phone call's taking place tomorrow.
But
I'm going to tell them if they don't have it worked out by Saturday that they can have my cable box back, and I'll go to YouTube or
let's just do it.
Hulu.
Let's just do it now. Just make the decision.
Now?
Let's cut the cord.
We're going to call them right here on live air.
That would be great. You dial and we'll keep talking. So, they said on Saturday's game that it was 83 new players.
Right.
So, Sean and I talked about this. Maybe he kept the recruits. Maybe some recruits that were committed to Colorado, he kept those. Maybe sense. It was 83 new faces.
Basically, the only two guys that he kept that was on the team last year was a kid that had the interception, the white kid that plays safety or defensive back, because he said, we're going to get rid of it, except for him. He's good.
That was the worst Deion Sanders impersonation ever.
I've heard more than once that it was double-digit players that they kept.
Well,
and either way, what Deion did at Colorado doesn't happen.
80% of the roster got flipped one way or the other.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Well, and we didn't think – we had said The only people I thought could do that, Nick Saban.
Probably.
Maybe Kirby Smart.
Probably.
Urban Meyer.
I have my doubts now.
But I'm not talking about Urban Meyer now. I'm talking about Urban Meyer, like Swaggy Urban, when he had Murderers Row.
Well, Lincoln Riley come pretty close to that.
Probably
last year.
so, but I'd rather just look at current people, and you're probably right.
Did you see? Talk about Urban Meyer. Did you see him get caught on side camera flirting with that young reporter?
Yeah, and I think he. Did you see his reaction? I think he had his earpiece in, and I think somebody said something to him because he kind of like.
Well, and the camera turned real quick.
Yeah, it did.
Herb, come on.
He likes them young. He don't want no Golden Bachelor.
I want to touch your body.
Urban Meyer talking to you. I want you. I want to touch your body.
What was the song you sang on the? I'm just grinding.
What?
You sang a song. We were talking about where he's sitting at his bar at Ohio State, and the woman and the girl is just sitting there.
What's it? Grind on me.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He said, "Just a grinding,
just a swinging."
Yeah, it's like, are you John Anderson?
That was a John Anderson.
Blow, Seminole wind.
Oh, like you're never gonna blow again.
But it's like, what the heck is going on right now?
Rub.
Hey, so I ask Wes this question.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Leave the singing up to us from now on. Sean was like,
Sean, listen. You sing if you want to. Okay?
He's got the Bruce Springsteen voice.
Listen. You leave him alone.
I'm one half of the co-creators of this son of a gun here.
We don't. No, listen.
Okay.
We don't encourage elderly on elderly abuse anywhere. Okay? There's numbers. I will report your ass. All right?
There's statistics.
And I will not.
Don't hit me too hard. I bruise easy.
I will not let him be a statistic. At least not today. So I had a question. I told you all that I thought this was going to be the swan song of Nick Saban. The Saban swan song.
Right.
And we talked about replacements, and Wes spoke for me. Well, I know who you're going to say. And he was right. That's who I was going to say.
Right.
But you think Deion Sanders will get any attention for that job?
For Alabama?
Yeah. I mean, you know the Alabama faithful want to win so bad.
I mean, I don't know.
Don't you have to consider him, though?
I think you have to consider it. But look, we got to see how this season plays.
Right. I mean, it's just one game.
Even Adam said adrenaline was high. We're going to pick this game later, but I think it's going to be tough for Nebraska to beat them at home in their home opener.
It's the home opener. I told you that I thought the letdown game was going to be game 3 against Colorado State. I think because they outmatched Colorado State.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of those letdowns.
Yeah.
Where if you come in, it's one of those that if you let a inferior team hang around too long, they get confidence, and then you're not sure that you can beat them.
Yeah. I mean, going into the season, the Vegas odds were 3.5 wins. Adam and I both took that bet when we were in Ohio. Now it's 5. So they gained a game and a half just by winning TCU, obviously because they probably did not anticipate them beating TCU.
Right.
I have not heard the narrative that me and you thought would happen, though. We have not heard the narrative that, well...
It's been a lot of backtracking.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of... Well, I mean, and part of it is you can't deny the offensive numbers that they put up.
Yeah. I mean, it was literally a video game.
And I said Saturday, man, if you get Deion a defense, my goodness, look out.
Yeah. Well, I do agree that Nebraska's defense will be better than TCU's defense was Saturday.
Yeah.
Nebraska's... If Nebraska just runs the ball and plays good defense, they can hang in that game.
Well, the thing is you got to keep Shedeur Sanders and offensive Travis Hunter off the field. We saw you're not going to keep Travis Hunter off the field.
Yeah.
He played 144 of 160 snaps.
144.
Yeah.
Of 160.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts, though.
And I mean, TCU could not get to Shadur Sanders in the backfield. Couldn't get to him.
What did you all see? I think Barstool shared it. The fans were heckling the crap out of Travis Hunter. You're terrible. You're overrated. You're worthless. That interception he got, he went straight over to him and he said, "Who said it? Who said it?" Crickets. Nobody was going to admit that. They were like, "You're terrible," and they were saying expletives that I'm not going to repeat on this.
Since we're talking about him, should we just go ahead and put our Tutu's dog of the week in here? Because
no, it's not ready yet.
Oh well, whatever.
Had you not threatened bodily harm,
apparently
we might have done it.
Apparently, he drives the ship. So,
well, listen, but you threatened bodily harm.
I'm waiting for him to go. I'm the captain now.
He can't say that as well as I can.
You're right about that.
Because you got to know when to hold on. Sorry. But Travis Hunter played 144 of 160 snaps.
That's silly.
It's ridiculous. Like, it doesn't happen. And there's no way he can keep that pace up all season.
If he wants to go to the NFL, no, you're right.
Will he be able to be a two-way player in the NFL?
I don't think they would do that. I think he would get drafted as a cornerback. He might pull a Devin Hester role. And that's what Devin Hester did. He would occasionally play an offensive snap. He would do the punt return type deal. But he mostly played defense.
Devin Hester should have just stayed a kick returner. He's the greatest kick returner of all time.
He was not bad on defense. He was not great on offense. He's not Travis Hunter on offense.
Well, because that was totally an Al Davis bit. Al Davis would have drafted Devin Hester and put him as a wide receiver, and his logic would have been like, he sure is fast.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
He liked them fast wide receivers.
He's got that hot hands from Little Giants. Nice catch, hot hands. But he sure was fast.
Yeah, he was.
So, what a great week one, though.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Your marquee games weren't great. And then you had Duke just absolutely dominate Clemson yesterday. God bless. That was as bad a domination as... Was it... What was worse? Duke dominating Clemson? Florida State dominating LSU?
Duke beating Clemson.
I think so.
Because, it's an unranked Duke team against a top 10 ranked Clemson team who has aspirations of making the college football playoff.
Oh, and they told you that on ESPN. They were, of course, you don't know because you don't get ESPN.
No.
But they kept talking about, this retooled. Man, you got Cade Klubnik. He's going to, buddy, Cade Klubnik. This is in the mold of Trevor Lawrence. That's all you heard.
Did you hear the stat that Clemson all-time was 192-0 when they had over 200 yards receiving and 200 yards rushing in a game?
I did not.
It's the first time ever that Clemson has ever lost when having 200 yards receiving and rushing.
Woof. Man.
I'm telling you guys, Dabo, his seat is going to get warm. And like Sean, I've told you all, these fans think that they're a perennial national championship team, and they're not. They caught lightning in a bottle for a 5 or 6 year span because they had all-pro quarterbacks in Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence.
I've said it. If I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. College football is about good coach, good quarterback. Period. They had 2 good quarterbacks, and now they're learning. I know the guy that they've got is young. He's either a redshirt freshman or he's a true sophomore.
Yeah, he's a true sophomore. He was a true freshman last year.
Okay, so he's a true sophomore. But still, I don't think he caught lightning in the bottle. I think he did well recruiting those guys, and he's got those guys, and Watson and Lawrence to play pretty well. But, at this point, fans have to kind of go, what happened?
Well, the transfer portal happened, and NIL happened, and he didn't buy into that.
Well, NIL goes right along with him as it does go right along with Nick Saban. They're not a fan of it. They don't know how to.
Nick Saban doesn't need NIL.
Well, but does he?
No, he doesn't.
But that means a lot.
Out first-round draft pick.
Look, when Georgia starts putting 5-star guys
just pointed at me.
Aggressive.
in Athens because they're getting paid more, or Florida State starts putting 5-star guys in Tallahassee because they're getting paid more and they're not going to Alabama.
But Alabama still had the most 5-star recruits this year.
Snots like this. Wes's take just now was be aggressive, be aggressive, B-E, I don't know how to spell aggressive, A-G-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E, be aggressive,
That's a lot of letters.
Aggressive. That's for you, Snots.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's not enough girls on the cheer squad to throw all those signs up.
You're right.
Smoky another, Grandma.
Saban is smart enough to put people in positions to take care of that stuff. I don't know that Dabo is.
Well, Dabo has cost him his chance to get the Alabama job. He was the front runner for that job, and there was no question. Like, it was nobody. It was Dabo and nobody else. Yeah. And he's cost him his chance to get that job.
Yeah.
He's let guys like Lane Kiffin slide in there, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think Dabo even gets a shot at it. So, what do you all think? I mean, does Dabo get a shot at the Alabama job when Nick Saban retires at the end of the year?
Nope.
I don't think so either.
If Venables had stayed, maybe he would have had a little more production with the defensive side of the ball, though. But I think at this point, I mean, Oklahoma looked good.
Listen, Nick Saban has a better chance of being the Golden Bachelor than Dabo Swinney does being the head coach of Alabama.
True.
And you hear the way Nick Saban talks about his wife. He's not going to be on the Golden Bachelor.
That's true.
Because she lets him, or she makes him run the sweeper.
And
then she buys him. She makes him run the sweeper.
She lets him. You said she lets him. I mean.
No, I said she lets him, and then I changed it to she makes him run the sweeper. And she also buys him a new sports coat. One new sports coat once a year. And he wears it to SEC Media Days. He makes sure he tells everybody that.
I think it's funny.
Interesting.
So this is why when Lane Kiffin takes over, they'll be so much more interesting.
Or when Deion Sanders takes over.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, he's coming.
I think he's in the perfect situation.
No,
not have. Look, he don't want pressure, and he'll never have pressure.
He wants pressure.
He couldn't have any more pressure than he's had.
Right, like he's under a lot of pressure.
No,
I mean, he's almost lost a foot. He's under so much pressure.
Well, I don't think he's. I don't think he takes any of this under pressure. He's like, I'm under pressure. Lost the train of thought.
Well, I mean, it's a short track. You've seen.
Should have added that to the soundboard.
You've seen the trains that go around a Christmas tree. That's what's going on in West.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. That's a St. Ornan.
There it is again. Is it just going?
The front and the back almost touch. But I do think that he is short timing it at Colorado. I think he'll be there 3-4 years, and then I think he takes a bigger job.
They're already projecting. Colin Cowherd said today that he talked to some GMs over the weekend. Shedeur Sanders has already jumped into a top first-round projection.
I'd be interested to see because Travis Hunter can't come out yet. I wondered if Shedeur stays and him and Travis Hunter go.
I don't think Shedeur's going anywhere until he helps Dad get where that needs to be.
But he's a
junior.
He's a junior.
Yeah.
He's only got one more year.
If he keeps that up,
he can't. You can't keep up 510 yards.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of numbers he puts up because after
that'd be over 6,000 yards.
I mean, that's like Tommy Chung numbers at Hawaii. Maybe he was Chang.
Chang.
It doesn't matter. What's one of those other Hawaii quarterbacks?
I could see him being a top 5 quarterback going into the NFL this year.
It's a quarterback heavy class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he can reach top 5 this year.
510 yards
is full of them.
510 yards and 4 guys with 100 yards. Not just a couple. With
Not just
a
2.
bunch.
Not just 3.
4 guys with 100 yards. That means he spread it out.
Not 1, not 2, not 3.
What did he do?
Spread it out.
That's what she said. That train track.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've talked a lot of college football. Pro football starts this week. Are you all excited about the NFL?
Yes. So excited. You're probably not because you don't play fantasy.
No, I love pro football.
Oh, good.
I actually prefer pro football over college football.
I do too.
Not me.
Well, good.
I'd rather watch college.
Oh, good. Because your fantasy teams, your football fantasy teams
Suck.
stink anyway, so.
Usually, and you usually make a terrible trade with Wes Crouch.
I don't trade with he's on the no trade list now. I don't trade with him anymore.
I should have trademarked that whenever I started the no trade list.
You're on the list.
You just made the list.
I did make a dynasty trade yesterday, though.
Tell us about it. Actually, don't. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
What do you?
We had our listener league.
I know. I saw that.
Yeah.
I was bored to tears.
I'll have rankings for that next week.
For what?
For the who I think is going to be
Can I ask
top to bottom.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
This year, will you put some substance behind it? Like, let us know why you're picking who you're picking.
Sure.
I mean, because the week I filled in
I was
for
putting substance behind it, but I was here, and then I went to 3 and 8, and
well, we learned. We know how big your train is.
I didn't go from 10 to 1, so
we got to go 10 to 1. That's how we need to do things.
Yeah.
Now, are you talking about the listener league you're going to do rankings for?
Yes.
Okay.
And I
don't think we should do the dynasty league.
They're listeners.
I also did a pretty good job of filling in for you the week on the dynasty rankings. Actually, everybody that listened from the Dynasty League said my rankings were more accurate than yours were. Because there was no rhyme or reason for it. And I would jump around, start at 2, and I'd went to 7, and 10, 1. And then I forgot teams.
Interesting.
Everybody's laughing but you. It's true. Oh, it's true. So, what are you most excited about the NFL season? We're not going to break down all this thing. I think we're going to drop some videos of our predictions.
I'm excited to see what Todd Monken and Lamar Jackson brings to Baltimore this year.
Was Lamar Jackson in Baltimore this year?
Yeah.
Oh.
The
way you phrased that.
Well, I mean,
you made it sound like he signed.
He didn't play last year, basically. And now
which is why I started 5-0 in Dynasty and then went on a 6-game losing streak.
You shouldn't have said anything. But I'm excited to see what Todd Monken brings to Baltimore.
Todd Monken. He was.
I'm also excited to see my bold prediction that we put out in January on TikTok. And I said that Detroit will be the
their dark horse Super Bowl favorite.
In the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I didn't say win it. I just said they'll be in it.
Detroit's also a sneaky landing spot if Mike Evans becomes available.
I would agree with that.
I am interested in 2 things as well. Interested to see what the Aaron Rodgers experience in New York will be. Seems to have new life. And I am curious to see year 3 Justin Fields. This is a make it or break it year for Justin Fields. He's got weapons. What are you looking at me like that?
I disagree with him being a make or break.
So if he goes out and sucks again this year.
Did he suck last year?
Half suck.
Fantasy-wise, no. Winning ball games? I mean,
I don't know
look,
if that was
the
NFL
isn't a fantasy thing, okay? It's not. I mean,
they're real.
Yeah.
They're real boys.
Yeah. So, yes, it isn't a make it or break it year for him.
It's not the Island of Misfit Toys.
Because they've got him weapons. The defense has gotten better.
They want to touch you. Because
last year, the whole problem was they don't have any receivers. Well, they fixed that problem.
That's true.
Okay? So, yeah.
They fixed that problem, but they only gave him DJ Moore.
I mean, but DJ Moore's pretty good.
Now, they do have...
They traded for Claypool at the end of the season last year.
Well, now, come on.
Claypool's better than what they got.
What they have...
They have 3 wide receivers now. They had Darnell Mooney last year, and he was hurt most of the year.
That's true. I mean, having Darnell Mooney back this year is going to be huge.
So when you think about Claypool, Moore, Mooney are 1 and 2. Claypool just has to be wide receiver 3.
That's true.
He's a pretty solid wide receiver 3.
He should be. It's more on Claypool being...
And don't forget...
keeping his brain in order.
Don't forget, you got Cole Kermit.
Who?
Cole Kermit.
Yeah.
Chasing Miss Piggy.
That was more of a Yoda.
Chasing Miss Piggy I am.
Kermit the Frog.
That's better.
That's a good one. Cole Kermit.
Cole Kermit. Their running back situation's a lot better this year. I mean, David Montgomery's fine. I think Herbert is going to.
David Montgomery sounds like a name that could sell you a tractor.
Right.
And sing a country song at the same time.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to, Neil? I know you're excited about the baker. It's time to bake.
Time to bake.
I'm curious to see because the more I look and listen and read, yes, I can read at a second grade level. That I think Adam is right. I do think Atlanta's the best team in the NFC South. The more I've been looking into things, I think they're the best team. I think they have the best weapons, top to bottom.
That all rides on Ritter.
It does. A lot of it rides on Desmond Ritter. Let's ride, Ritter. Let's ride. I think Atlanta's the best team in the NFC South, but Tampa, if they can get mediocre production out of the quarterback, I'm not even going to say his name anymore. He's just the quarterback. If they can get mediocre production out of the quarterback, they have the weapons on the outside. I want to see if Dave Canales, who worked magic with Geno Smith, is true to his word, and they're going to commit to running the ball again. Because for 3 years, there's been no commitment to running the ball. And Tom Brady was slinging the ball 50, 60 times a game. You can't win with the quarterback there throwing the ball 60 times a game.
So do you think they can get that production out of Rashad White and Sean Tucker?
You have to at least try.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not trying to run the ball, then you're just letting the defense tee off on.
First play of the season, the quarterback there is going to throw a pass, guaranteed.
Oh, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. How many games until the quarterback is replaced by Kyle
the backup
Trask?
quarterback?
Well, I'll call him Kyle Trask. Well, I have tickets to the Thanksgiving weekend game in Indianapolis, and I pray to God the quarterback is no longer the quarterback coming in.
Yeah. I don't think – look, I know Kyle Trask has not been the best, and something – they drafted him second round.
Yep.
And I something's not right there. But in the preseason, I feel like he had grown up and he can be a serviceable quarterback.
I think he can be fine. But we don't know what he can be because we haven't seen him. Right. So at some point, they have to turn the reins, unless the quarterback that is QB1 currently.
Right.
I mean, if they jump out and win 6-7 games,
yeah, that's true.
You can't turn it back over. So it all I mean, the talent's there. I'm interested to see. I mean, the defense is going to be fine. The defense is going to be a top 7, top 10 defense. That's just what they're going to be.
We probably should have gone through the conferences and pick our winners of the conferences. But
I just literally said we're going to drop videos that we pick the winners.
Sorry.
We had too much other stuff to talk about tonight. We didn't want to take up a big...
Because the Saints are going to be pretty good in that division, too.
Maybe. I also think the Kyle Shanahan experiment's about over. And I think this year's going to prove it.
Wow.
That's a hot take.
You're one of the few.
And
you think that Brock Purdy is going to fall on his face?
Well, they better hope he doesn't.
Right.
No, I don't think. I think, here's what I think Kyle Shanahan is. Kyle Shanahan's a guy that's going to get you to – he's going to win your division, and he's going to get you to the playoffs. But he's not going to get you any – he's not going to get you any further.
Kyle Shanahan is Lincoln Riley.
Kyle Shanahan's Mike McCarthy. Yeah. Or any other guy that's coached Green Bay Packers.
Well, as long as their offense has a good season, I'm fine with that because I am heavily invested in the 49ers offense.
So I think,
particularly in the listener league.
But I will say that if Brock Purdy does get hurt, they're in rough shape because I ain't trusting nothing to Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
But the NFC's so wide open this year. The AFC obviously goes through Kansas City, goes through Cincinnati, goes through the Bills.
I don't think so. I think the Bills are overrated at this point.
They might be, but
that's another person's seat that's hot, warm.
I think it'd be okay. I mean, it's a losing franchise with a losing culture, so
it's true.
They're going to the playoffs now. So
he's Phillip Rivers. We've talked about it.
Well, he might be Dan Marino.
Dan Marino got to a couple of Super Bowls,
and Josh Allen may. But
the bad thing about it is, as long as Patrick Mahomes is in the NFL
and Joe Burrow
at this point, Josh Allen just
as long
takes a back seat
unless he switches conferences. Because you got to look at it. That's one of the things that hemmed up Phillip Rivers so long is he stayed in San Diego,
right?
And didn't. Of course, even when he switched teams, he went. He was still in the AFC. But you have to think at some point, you're like, I can't get past Burrow Mahomes. Let me try a different conference.
I'm the worst at keeping. I love the NFL. I'm the worst at keeping teams in conferences. San Francisco's in the other conference, correct?
Yes, they're an NFC team.
So that would be interesting to see if he jumped ship from Buffalo to San Francisco.
I mean,
quarterbacks don't do that often.
Yeah, I was going to say,
you're right. They don't,
especially an All-Pro quarterback. They're right. Paying those guys. I mean, Burrow's getting ready to get paid.
Yeah,
almost $60 million a year.
Here's the thing, though, but on the flip side, those quarterback contracts have gotten so out of hand, and then on the flip side, you can't turn around and pay your running backs. Like the Colts wanted a king's ransom for Jonathan Taylor, but they won't pay him the equivalent.
Right.
It's like, if you want a king's ransom for him, then pay the dude like a king.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only 24.
Yeah.
He's got at least 3 years left.
Right. That's hilarious to think about. Listen, he's only 24. He's the top of his game. Best running back in the league. He's got at least 3 years left.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's the way they look at it.
I know.
So, I don't know. I agree with you, though. All right, let's move on to the pick'em before
Pickles. Hey, who's winning that right now?
You are.
Oh, just checking.
Okay, so this week's slate. Has one of y'all got the text message pulled up for Adam's picks?
Nope.
No.
But
can you?
Can.
So, all right, let's see here. What have we got? Let's go with the probably least favorable game on the slate. Ole Miss and Tulane. Top 25 matchup.
I agree. And we're going to start every pick this time with Adam. So we'll go Adam, Sean, me, Wes.
Okay.
All right.
Because we know it's going to take Wes that long to make a pick.
Right.
Are we doing picks?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not taking a trip to Pippa Passes. Ole Miss versus Tulane. Adam says Ole Miss barely.
Where's the game at? Do we know?
On a football field. At Tulane.
I still don't think they can beat Ole Miss. I'll stick with Ole Miss.
I'm going to ride that green wave.
Yep, I'm doing the same.
Interesting. All right. Texas A&M, Miami. Texas A&M looked really good this past weekend.
And Adams rolling Texas A&M.
Okay. I will too. I'm not sold on Miami.
Make that tres leches.
Well, boring.
You too?
Yeah. Okay. You know what our game of the week should have been? Iowa versus Iowa State.
In the gambling bowl?
The gambling bowl.
That's terrible.
How about Notre Dame, NC State? Where's that at?
It is, I believe it's at NC State. It is.
Yes, it is.
Road game. What's Adam got?
Adam's got the Fighting Irish.
I will stick with Notre Dame as well.
I am too. They finally got a quarterback. If it was North Carolina, I may go North Carolina over Notre Dame. Yeah. I'm not going NC State, so give me Notre Dame.
Yeah, Golden Domes.
Looks like we're only just going to have a couple of games difference again.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Alabama and Texas, and I believe this is at Alabama this year because they were at Texas last year. So
we got
no.
Adam says he's going to take Bama.
This is a tough call.
Game of the week.
I'm going to go with Texas. Probably a bad call here, but
I too am going with Texas.
They were so close last year, and then Ewers gets hurt, and they still only lose the game by a point. They're better this year.
Well, yeah.
Wesley?
Hook 'em horns.
Wow. And then this week's game of the week. For us, anyways.
For you.
I mean, it's a podcast game of the week. We got Nebraska at Colorado. And this is Prom's home debut.
Adam says, Colorado, we here.
Yeah, well, we knew that was coming.
Decisions. Do you roll with Rule or do you play with Prime?
I mean, it hurts my soul to not pick Nebraska, but I don't think they can beat Colorado. Just watching the two teams play, knowing if this was at Nebraska, I probably would lean a little further towards the Nebraska side, but I'm going to go with Colorado. I think it'll be a close game, though.
I do as well think it'll be a close game, and unfortunately, I'm going to roll with Colorado as well.
You can't go against Prime at this point.
Until he gives you reason to go against him.
He took a 2-minute pause to say that.
Because I really wanted to take Nebraska because I think their defense is going to surprise Deion a little bit more because TCU didn't have defense last year. And they just rolled up points with Max Duggan. And Keandre Miller. I mean, they just rolled up points on people, and they just kept doing it all the way to the national championship game. I mean,
when they ran into a defense,
exactly. So, you know, I think Nebraska's got a defense that's going to. I think Deion's going to be like, crap. We got to do a little something different. I mean, this will kind of show if Prime can make changes on the fly.
Yeah,
but that's assuming that he doesn't have a plan in place to begin with.
That's true.
I mean,
that's true.
Shedeur has already come out and said it's Nebraska. We have to hate them. so it's a rivalry game, even though they're not in the same conference.
Right.
So, all right. So we got the Dogs this week.
Adam is going to play it safe. He's just going underdog.
Okay.
And Arizona to cover at Mississippi State.
Okay. I too, although I've thought about this. I mean, it's close, but I'm not going to roll with the Atomic Dog on this pick but I am going to go with Jacksonville State plus 13.5 at Coastal Carolina.
Hit my music. I'm going Atomic Dog. Northwestern over UTEP.
What's the spread on that?
1.5.
All right. So it's a pick 'em game, basically.
I can't pick them to cover.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, Atomic Dog.
Is UTEP the favorite?
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy, ain't it? What about you, Wesley?
Oh, there's so many games to pick from. And this is probably the wrong one. I'm not going to Atomic Dog. I'm just going to say that I'm down to 2, and I just, you know what? Screw it. App State plays Division I teams really good, and I'm taking App State to cover.
What's their spread?
App State is an 18-point dog to North Carolina.
I almost took that one.
I looked at that one as well. I asked the question the other day about, if we could pick a dog out of the group of 5 that we choose from. I didn't get an answer back on that, but I was thinking about Texas plus the points.
I almost took Tulsa to cover the 34 points that they're getting against Washington. But
did you see Washington play the other day?
I would have my backup. I would have taken Vandy and the points against Wake Forest.
I kind of saw that one too.
They're giving 10.5.
But I picked a 34-point dog last time, and they didn't cover. So
yeah.
I'll go with App State. Look, they always play hard.
It's like, that's a dangerous number, right? When you get into that 25 to 35, 40 range on a spread, that's a hard both ways, So I wouldn't want to go that far. I mean, I think that 15 points or less is kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah.
On something like that.
So I'm the only Atomic Dog.
You are. And if you hit that, you are off to a gigantic lead to start this off. So
you got to be very sneaky with the Atomic Dog picks, because if you miss several in a row behind the 8 ball,
yeah, because those zeros will add up, especially if we cover points, because essentially, if we all cover and you miss the Atomic Dog, we're right back in it.
Right, which is my thinking right now. I have the room to play to make an Atomic Dog pick.
Yeah. And that'll be an interesting. When you get into a pick'em game like that, obviously it's a pretty close play either way you go.
Atomic
Dog.
Dog.
So it's funny that let me find that game again. So while UTEP is the favorite, they give the predictors on ESPN. The percentages to win are in Northwestern's favor.
Yeah. Interesting.
And it's at Northwestern.
Oh, wait. Interesting. So, just in case you missed the Thursday show, we did have a local athlete win our Tutu Sweet Treats Dog of the Week. It was Noah Wallace, who scored 8 goals in a single soccer game. And Tutu's has got a September Sweets Treat promo that they're going to do. They are doing 6 chocolate-covered Rice Krispie treats for $20, normally a $30 value, if you call them an order or order online and use the promo code podcast.
Tell them the boys from Corner to Corner sent you.
And if you want to reach out to them via phone, it's 859-749-5084. That's 859-749-5084. They are delicious. And September 18th is National Rice Krispie Treat Day.
I like how you said that. Say it again.
Delicious?
Delicious.
They are delicious.
They're delicious.
That's right along with your other word that you say really good.
Yorgie Smorgie.
Smorgasbord.
There it is.
Interesting.
So what did we learn on this show? The Golden Bachelor is going to be terrible. And
I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it now.
And there's nothing in Dix, Nebraska.
Now that we've made predictions, I'm like, crap, I got to watch the darn show now.
Dang, old man. They didn't allow that guy talking to 50s on the TV.
I said, darn.
Get me my pudding and my beer.
Sound like Dabo. Oh, gosh darn it.
Golly gee willikers.
God. I mean, we just dropped
Prime's the same way. I mean, every time you turn around and you think he's going to cuss, he goes, the darn kids just, it's like, it cracks me up. I respect the fact that he doesn't drop all the cuss words and stuff. It's just funny to hear somebody in his stature not cuss.
Right.
It's just funny. So, anyways, an exciting show for sure.
Yeah.
And we're off to the races on college football. NFL back this weekend. Excited about that part of it. Not excited about Wes's rankings coming up, but, it's part of the show. We have to do it.
Legally binding.
It is legally binding. So, but anyways, as always, we thank everybody for listening to the show, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Stay safe, friends.
The Moco Four Horsemen would like to thank you for listening to From Corner to Corner. Be sure to go out and follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. Whatever podcast platform that you listen to us on, be sure to go out and give us a 5-star review. Thanks as always, and we look forward to seeing you next week.